Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about YouTube and specifically 5 tips to help you find a successful niche for your YouTube channel. So many of you who are on YouTube probably have heard the word niche over and over again. In case you haven't, I'm going to explain to you what is a niche and what does that even mean for those of you who are creating a YouTube channel. So when we talk about a niche on YouTube, we're referring to a subset genre or a subject or topic that you make videos about on YouTube and that makes your channel unique from any other YouTube channel out there. There are so many types of YouTube channels. You can create YouTube channels about gardening, about cars, about a very specific video game. There are so many things that you can dive deeply into a particular topic, and most likely there are people out there who would love to watch those videos because they feel like they're videos that are super tailored to them. So how do you even find a successful niche on YouTube? Well, I have 5 tips for you to help you do just that. So the very first tip that I have for you is do not niche down too much. I know that many of you have probably heard that niching down is what really creates success for you on YouTube because it really helps the YouTube algorithm simplify which audience or which kinds of people want to watch your channel. But the problem is that it really puts you down into this tiny little box. And I've seen a number of creators now say that when they niche down, even though they had a massive success, so they blew up to hundreds of thousands of subscribers, the problem was that anytime they ever tried to create a video that was outside of that topic just a little bit, their views would plummet. Many of them said that they actually regretted niching down so much to the point that they weren't able to expand off of that. The second reason why I feel that it's really important for you not to niche down too much is that it also can create creator fatigue, because if you niche down to the point that you're only talking about one particular thing in such a small subset of a genre that it makes it really difficult for you to find anything else to talk about. And therefore what happens is that you're going to burn out. You're going to end up being bored and not feeling like you can find anything else to talk about on that particular issue, or if you want to change things up or there's something you're more interested in, you're not going to be able to move outside of that topic. So I highly recommend that you don't particularly niche down too much, but don't go too broad. And how you can do that is really just sort of narrow down to a couple of topics that you think kind of make sense or relate together. And then gives you a little bit of wide enough breadth for you to talk about different topics, but not so broad that nobody knows why they're subscribing to your channel and they don't really know what your channel is even about. So in talking about that, there's 2 really good successful channels out there that I would take as a good comparison. So if you look at Catherine Manning, she really shares all of her tips and tricks about how she was really successful on YouTube, but she's openly admitted that she kind of regrets the fact that she niched down so much that all she can talk about on her channel is now YouTube. And when she ever tried to go outside of that, for example, she loves doing vlogs, and whenever she tried to put a vlog on her main YouTube channel, the views would plummet and she would not get the pickup in the YouTube algorithm as much as she would want. So she actually ended up creating a second channel because she couldn't create anything outside of that niche on her original channel. Versus I've seen another really successful YouTube channel like Erin On Demand, and she's always been a little bit more broad. So on her channel, she has vlogs, she has business videos, she talks about Instagram, YouTube. She often just shares things about her life. So she'll talk about her house or her wedding or things like that. And all of her videos do extremely well. Even sometimes I've seen some of the updates about her house actually do better sometimes than videos that she does about business. So she kept things a little bit more broad, and even though maybe her subscriber growth was slightly slower, even though she has like over 200, I think almost 300,000 subscribers and is extremely really successful still. Even though Catherine Manning blew up a little bit faster than her, I think in the broader sense, Erin On Demand shows you that you can actually be very successful by staying a little bit more broad and giving yourself a little bit more room about what topics you want to cover on your YouTube channel. Okay, tip number 2, and that is to do your research. So if there is a particular niche that you would love to talk about, I suggest suggest that you take a look around, see what's already out there on that topic, check out other blogs, check out social media accounts, see if there's other YouTube channels already on that topic. And even if it is, don't be discouraged. That's all right. Your approach to that particular topic might be very unique and different than anybody else. And think about that. Do your research and find out, okay, maybe there are some really awesome gardening channels about roses, but maybe there is a particular way that you garden that's completely different than anybody else. So figure out a way that you can do something that's a little bit different. And the only way you can do that is if you do your research. Find out what's already out there and see who's really successful and figure out why they're successful. And then don't copy them, but find where maybe there is a particular avenue that they're missing or an angle that they're approaching that topic on that's different than the way that you would like to approach that topic. And I guarantee that you will be very successful, because doing that research helps you figure out that there are other people who are definitely interested in that, but they might not have your unique perspective on that particular topic. So it's definitely something that is still room for you to grow in that particular niche. Tip number 3, and that is to find something that nobody else is talking about and definitely create a channel about that. That might be becoming more difficult every single day, because more and more there are new channels coming out YouTube, but I guarantee there's still something out there that you want to talk about that maybe nobody else is talking about. Or if there is, but they might not be talking about it on YouTube. I've definitely come across really interesting topics, and I've looked up YouTube channels and tried to find another YouTuber that's talking about that particular thing, and then realized no one else is actually doing this particular niche. There is definitely still room, and you're a unique person, so take advantage of that. There might be unique things about you or things that you're passionate about that nobody else has really talked about. And like I said, the trick is not to talk about something so obscure that nobody is interested in it, but guarantee that most likely if you like something, there's probably a number of people out there who also like that particular thing. So it is golden if you can find a particular topic that you think other people are interested in, but nobody else is already talking about that topic on YouTube. Number 4, my next tip on how to find a successful niche on YouTube, and that is to simply talk about something that you are passionate about. The best way for you to ward off any potential creator burnout is to make sure that you're talking about something that you actually enjoy talking about. If you're just doing YouTube for the sake of doing YouTube because you think it's cool, or because you think it's like something that everyone is doing, or if you're just doing it for the money, you will definitely get bored and burn out and not find anything new to talk about very, very quickly. So you have to actually be passionate about the things that you are doing and talking about. And that's why, like I said, going back to my first original point, that you really need to make sure that you don't niche down so much that you're only talking about one particular topic to the point that you're bored with it. That's why it's important for you to have a little bit of breadth and maybe talk about just 2 to 3 different topics that kind of make sense together. And that way there's more room for you to talk about the things that you enjoy and that you're passionate about and that are fun to you. So the best way for you to have a successful YouTube channel and find a successful niche for yourself is to simply just talk about something that you love talking about. Don't get caught up in the pressure of other successful YouTubers and you see them out there talking about things that seem really trendy and seem really interesting, but aren't actually to you. Don't do it. Just focus on the things that are passionate for you and that you enjoy, and that is how you will definitely find a successful niche for yourself on YouTube. My last tip on how to find a successful niche on YouTube, and that is simply to talk about what you know. If you're decided that you want to create a YouTube channel, but you're not entirely sure what you want to do, that's quite all right. You don't necessarily have to have an exact idea of what you would like to do, because sometimes you can't figure that out until you actually start doing it. So if you want to find a successful niche, start at the absolute basics, and that is with what you know. For example, maybe talk about something that you do for a living. So if maybe you are a piano teacher, maybe you're an amazing chef, maybe you really love and do a lot of research into interior design, or you do it for a living. These are amazing topics that lots of people would love to watch on YouTube. And at least if you start with what you know, then at least you're starting with credibility and people feel like they can watch you or want to watch you because you know what you're talking about. Most people are successful on YouTube because they create channels that provide added value. And that simply means that their audience feels like they are getting something or learning something from watching your YouTube channel. So one of the best ways to provide value is to talk about something that where you are an expert or subject matter expert in that particular field. When you talk about things that you know, it gives you that authority and legitimacy to teach somebody about something that they might not know anything about, and they feel so much smarter or so much more in the know after they leave your channel. So if you're really still trying to figure out a successful niche for yourself on YouTube, the absolute basic of where you should start is just simply talk about what you already know. Okay, those are my 5 tips on how to find a successful niche for yourself on YouTube. And I wish you all of the best success on YouTube and your YouTube channel. It is such a fun way to do something creative with your time. But of course, we want to create YouTube channels that people actually enjoy watching and that you enjoy making as well. So I really hope that these tips help you find the best niche for yourself on YouTube so that you have a thriving YouTube channel. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I will see you next week on YouTube, and that makes your channel. So a niche on YouTube is where the YouTube algorithm should be sending people to your channel.